Cheers.
A toast to friendship. Japan's Prime Minister Kishida Fumio is in Washington, D.C., meeting with U.S. President Joe Biden. The two countries, which have been treaty allies for over 70 years, say this trip is about celebrating their long-standing alliance. Kishida has been in Washington for less than 2 days, but he and Biden have already signed roughly 70 agreements on defense cooperation. One of the biggest deals so far is to create a joint command center in Japan for U.S. forces overseas.
Our alliance we have with Japan is a purely defensive in nature. It's a defensive alliance. And the things we discussed today improve our cooperation and are purely about defense and readiness. It's not aimed at any one nation or a threat to the region, and it doesn't have anything to do with conflict.
Japan is home to dozens of U.S. bases, which house over 50,000 soldiers and are vital to the U.S.'s continued presence in Asia. But that presence is now being challenged. In recent years, neighboring China has quickly modernized its armed forces and is now increasing military operations, particularly around Taiwan. China claims the country is part of its own territory, and other countries in the region are concerned Beijing might take military action to accomplish its goal of taking Taiwan.
まず私たちは力または威圧による一方的な現状変更の試みは世界のいかなる場所であれ断じて許容できず、同盟国同志国と連携し引き続き毅然として対応していくことを確認しました。
That's why Japan and the U.S. are reinforcing their defense ties to counter this threat. At the summit, agreements over joint weapons production, increased military drills, and intelligence sharing were all front and center. Analysts say the increased cooperation is motivated greatly by the security environment surrounding Japan.
Japan has 3 territorial disputes, not only with one being with China, the other being with Russia, the other being with North Korea. It's in a neighborhood that it sees as pretty hostile.
Biden and Kishida's meeting comes just a day before a 3-way summit with Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday. The timing of these meetings is what many analysts are highlighting, as there are security concerns beyond Taiwan.
Part of me is inclined to say that perhaps the United States, Japan, and Filipino leaders think that perhaps the South China Sea is a flashpoint that could be more pressing, and at least in the near term. That's not to say that the Taiwan Strait as a flashpoint is not dangerous at all, but considering what's been going on over the past several months between China and the Philippines, it is something that they do need to address.
It'll be the first time leaders from Japan, the Philippines, and the U.S. will meet in person at the White House, showing that the growing threat from China is quickly affecting not just one, but multiple countries in Asia. Justin Wu and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.